Hi, Ken.
How you doing, Liam?
I am fine. I thought you were departing today, or
No, no, another week or so.
oh, right,
Not
awesome.
this Friday. Next Friday.
Right. No, just I watched the playback of Jack's one from last night, and it was it was everyone was almost in tears saying bye bye.
Yeah, I won't make the next hangouts in 2 weeks' time. Right, I'll be gone.
Oh, I mean, I know it's your job and so on, but I just wouldn't fancy that prolonged.
Yeah, it's too long.
Um, you have to
Too
travel
long.
far. Is it like a big journey as well, or
It's about an 8 to 9 hour flight.
oh, so it's right the way across the country?
It's the next province to BC.
Right.
Yeah, about
Um,
5,500 kilometers.
oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Um, and so that's above Washington State.
yeah, over around that way. Yeah,
Uh, so wet, basically, or do they get the same rainfall that Seattle and so on gets in Vancouver?
I'm not sure.
Right. I know that's always the. I know someone born in Seattle, and he's always complained about they moved to Los Angeles because of the rain in Seattle. Just rained and rained and rained.
Yeah, I think they might be above BC. I think Seattle on that.
Right.
I think we're over a little bit farther to the east that way.
Right. Just you don't get any modeling at all. It's basically work, 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 and sleep.
Yeah,
Right. Well, I suppose.
works, works, eat and sleep.
Yeah. Pays the bills, I suppose, is the problem.
Yeah,
I haven't been doing anything at all over Easter was crazy with my kids being home from university
oh,
and life got in the way big time. So
okay.
nothing done at all. This is what I'm doing tonight. I don't know. See what those are.
Is that binoculars?
Binoculars.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Um,
for that. That's for that
that,
statue you're doing, is
that's
it?
that little figure. Yeah. They sit on his chest
Mm.
and it's all the little fine details. It was funny. From getting that one, I then ordered another figure. I don't know, like
Okay.
it was the guy from Master and Commander. No, the what's the guy's name?
Russell Crowe, is it?
Yes, the
Russell
Russell
Crowe.
Crowe character. I mean, I got that as well,
Have
and
you?
because I enjoyed this so much. But the difference with the Russell Crowe one, I'll show you how different it is. The gun or the gun carrying figure here, the German. There were about 25 parts to it. That probably doesn't sound like very much because compare it with model kits, but for a figure kit, it's unusual. But
Yeah.
this one's just four pieces. I'll
Okay.
show you why. Although again, it's the face painting's the killer.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I mean, I'm pleased enough with the results I've gotten, but I'll just show you what this looks like in comparison. Whoa, his head's just
Oh,
gone.
so
Hold on,
oh,
here somewhere. 1 second. The usual problem. Let me just unplug a headphone for 1 second.
okay.
Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. I don't know how often you drop things on the ground when you're building stuff, but one of the
Oh
best things I
my,
ever
oh
saw
my.
was someone had this an apron effect. So he wears an apron and it's got Velcro along the edge of the desk. So if you drop
Okay.
anything, it falls into. Well, it makes a lot of sense. And I have no
I,
carp.
I'm tired of
This is just a
I'm
garage.
tired of
So,
picking stuff up.
oh, it's terrible,
Yeah.
and it's worse when it's the really really small things. Just let me get this assembled again. To show you what I mean. But it was I hadn't been interested in figures at all, but I went to a thing in Belfast. It was a model soldier exhibition, and it was when I saw what they'd done with them. So again, you can see
Oh
the idea
yeah.
was that one.
Nice.
And
That's nice.
that's only three parts. So basically, the hat comes off, and the head is gone again, and the
He's
head
got
on the
it.
bottom. There it is. So that's the head. It does look like him. I don't know, but it's a painting. the guy who makes these is a Korean fella, and when you see how he's painted them compared with what I did with mine, it's amazingly lifelike. I think I've got it. I'll show you this picture.
Yeah, I'm not much good at painting.
Don't know if you can see. Bad lighting. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
I get a bit closer if I can. Now it has a cigarette. I'm not putting the cigarette in.
No.
And you see the bullets here, both sides.
Yeah.
Problem with those, because it's resin, they're so fine.
Okay.
I've broken it twice, trying to get because this is so fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a few people have built it without using that. I don't think I'll use it. I think I'm going to leave it out.
Oh.
So Jamie stuff's on its way across the Atlantic, you were saying?
Yeah, I left Canada, so I can't track it anymore. So
Oh, it's
I don't know.
always a problem if I order stuff tracking. Like it's annoying because you're paying for the service, but you've no way of tracing where the things are.
And it's expensive too to send stuff over that way. It's
Yes.
$112.
Ooh.
Cost $112 shipping.
Yeah. Wow.
And that was just regular mail. If I wanted to send it priority, it was $220.
Yeah. It changed big time last year for some reason. I used to get I have a friend works in special effects in Burbank, and he used to send me any amount of stuff. But this has gone back maybe 10 years ago. But it just got so prohibitively expensive that I just stopped doing it. Then if I am ever in the States, I'll call with them and get a few things. But the other problem is the postage is one thing, but I'll be interested to see what Jamie gets charged in customs charges.
Yeah, I failed out the customs sheet on it, and I never put about, I think I put down $25 as was worth, $25 or something. So I don't know.
In theory, if it's over £17, so that's about, once it goes over £17, you pay £8 for the privilege of going to collect your own delivery at the post office. They won't even deliver it to you.
Yeah, I thought Jamie told me that to go over $50 on it or something like that.
So I know he's gotten quite a bit of stuff from other people, and he's obviously got lots of how can I put it? How can I be diplomatic? He doesn't mind spending some cash on his hobby. So I mean, I know Jack finds it incredible that he spent £1,000 on the Enterprise, but when you add up everything he's got, it's not surprising. And he's doing a good job of it too. That's
yeah, he showed Flying Sobby down there last night. I got that model, but I haven't got around to putting it together yet. It might be a while yet before I get at it.
Oh, it's like if you saw this. I mean, the stash of kits I have here. People, I get a lot of abuse about buying too many kits, and I really, really have stopped now. I'm not getting anything else. If I come across anything that's really, really rare that I've always wanted, I might. But I really have to build what I have. I've got too many into this.
Yeah. I got about 200 down there, down in my new shed, down my new new store I got doing there.
Right.
New shop. Yeah.
So it's partly an investment as well, because the price of them does one thing, they always go up. So
I got two more I should get tomorrow in the mail. I got the space station card, the Pilgrim. You've seen that one?
Which one, sorry?
Space station card, the Pilgrim Observatory or something it's called.
I don't know that one. Is it,
yes.
Is it from a TV series?
No, I think it's just something someone made. I bought 3 of them because they're real good for get a lot of good parts in it for Scratch Belly.
Yeah. I don't know if Neil Wooding, who's Neil runs Wild House Models. You've probably seen Jack talking about Wild House Models sometimes. Neil did his stasis chamber, which is out last year, and oh god, the guy's name's going to get in my head now. It's a modeler in England, and he's done all these sort of TV series models. I can't think of his name, so so annoying. He's actually just going into retirement now because he has to look after his wife, I think it is. But he bought a whole pile of Neil's kits, not to build them as stasis chambers, but to use them as parts in a space model he was building. So it's the old things. Reusing stuff is useful enough.
Yeah, I've done a few kits there for Larson Design there. I sent off to him. I put some pictures there on the Hangout.
Yep.
Space 1999.
Yeah, oh, I mean, fantastic. Everyone was oohing and ahhing. That's the only way to put it. You definitely, I mean, the fact you can buy those the plastic sheets in 8x4.
Yeah.
The biggest size I can get normally here is we would call it an A4 size, which is about 300 mil by 210 mil. That's the biggest size we can generally get. It's very difficult to get larger sheets.
Yeah, it's expensive to buy it that way. In packs, eh?
Yep. And then if you're working on something that's larger than 300 mil, that's the problem.
Well, like the size I use is 0.060. That's the thickness of it.
Yeah.
I think this 116 or something.
Is that not almost a millimeter? No.
I'm not sure. I think it's,
I know.
I think it's about 1/16 of an inch thick. I think it is.
Right, what do I say here? This is I happen to have a ruler in my hand. Yeah, I think it's fairly similar. I think 1/16 is just under a mil because I got some 60 thou, and I think it was described as being 1 millimeter. It's in fact here. Again, I've got. It's 0.6, not 0.06.
It's 0.060. That's what they tell me.
Well, 0.06 is actually 1.5 millimeter. It's bigger than I thought it was. The stuff I got for the ship for redoing the parts of the ship that were missing, they were all 0.60, so it's 1.5 mil. It's a nice. It's thick enough that you don't get bends in it. You know, it's easy to cut and so on. I think that I was watching Lou saying that Lou didn't believe you didn't have a cutting machine, so.
Yeah, I
don't. But so like anything else, it's practice. Probably you have a technique that works.
No, I just measured out how wide I want it and just put the steel ruler on it and my knife down across it a couple of times and break it off.
Yeah, so you use the break method rather than trying to cut all the way through. Yeah.
Then I just trim off the little edge there that the knife builds up on the edge when it cuts it.
Yeah.
I just skim that off on the way.
But I'm sort of trying to get this finished now because I want to try and get back to the Star Destroyer and the ship. And this is the problem I have in the stash. When I'm building something, the stash is literally just sitting up there, staring at me and sort of saying,
"Come and get me."
Come and get me. Yes, I know. And you can be distracted, but what I shouldn't do. I should try and finish something off completely first.
I would never have done what you got done with that Star Destroyer. Go fiber optics. Oh my!
It was very satisfying. It was a bit like because it's very repetitive. Although at that stage I didn't have this. At that stage when I did that, I was using just an ordinary pin vise with a drop. But, I mean, this has made everything so much easier because it's just, it runs so slow from another one just through another one in out. It's fantastic. That was they're normally crazy price in the UK because they're imported. But my daughter got made for Christmas from Amazon from a guy in Japan who just charged the normal price and very little postage. And again, it was £15, so it was under the customs radar. But it made such a difference to drilling holes. The only thing what's fault in it is it doesn't take the very, very smallest drill bit, which is what I would like to put on it. But I think you can get a collet adapter for it, so I must try and get that.
Okay.
But it's again just a little. It's just battery driven, and it comes as a kit. I don't know if you've seen it. Actually, you have to build it as a kit.
No, I've never seen that. Yeah. I heard Jack talking. I heard someone talking about it. Yeah.
Yep. It's hold on. That's it. So you actually have to build it as a kit, and then there's a spring. There's a spring here. Where is it? Oh, go down here. There's a little spring here as part of the mechanism, and I dropped it somewhere in the garage. I searched and searched and searched, couldn't find it, couldn't build it. Thought the whole thing's going to be ruined. And then I thought about it, and it was actually the same sort of size of spring you get in a ballpoint pen.
Oh.
So I took a spring out of a ballpoint pen, put it in, it worked perfectly. So, it's funny, the tools, there's some tools you just use all the time because of what they do. I'm surprised no one else is about tonight. Usually on Monday night there's a few people about.
Yeah. I didn't know if you was going to have another. I've seen that message there.
Well, yeah, oh no, I saw that. That's why I added the straight away. It's sort of well, I came home tonight, and my wife's now into a keep fit phase again. Spring. So the first thing was we'll go for a walk. So we went for a walk for an hour. Then I come back and made dinner. While she was making dinner, I had to cut the grass, which front and back of this house, because if I let it go at all, if I let it go an extra week, I tear my hair out. It's such a frustrating job. And our yards aren't that big. I mean, I just have it would be 40 feet by 20 feet front and back, but it's just the grass just goes crazy. Oh, yeah. Who's this now? I see.
So what time is it over there now? It's 5:30.
3 minutes to 9.
Okay.
Or 9 o'clock, effectively. Just that's Wayne. I'll add Wayne on. Everyone always asks for a link, but I always thought the link should work, that you just post, but Wayne posted there now. Sorry.
You're 3.5 hours ahead of we guys. It's 5:30 here now. You says 9 there. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 3.5 hours.
Right. I'm surprised. I thought it'd be more than that. You're in Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Then you're halfway across the Atlantic almost to us. Which is, I know we've been to California a few times, been to Florida, and it's long old trip. Funny, we flew in over Newfoundland we're going to Florida one time. They went through Bangor, Maine, which is obviously not that far away from. That's about probably as close to America as you can get to.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was the.
I think that's just down below Canada, down below New Brunswick.
Yep. Hi, Wayne.
Hello. Hi.
Hey, Wayne.
Hello. How are you?
So this is what I'm doing there now for Larson Design. I started it today. I don't know if you can see it.
A corridor? Yeah.
It's for Space 1999 corridor. And they got those little computer things.
Yeah, the sort of the terminals along East Corridor, all the which they used all the time in the storylines. Yes, it was a funny. It was a series I watched at the time, and I thought it was great. But it's quite cringe. It's quite cringeworthy to watch some of the episodes, but the ships are still amazing. The ships sold it. That was Jared.
We're doing that one, and we're going to put that. I don't know if you've seen the episodes, Bringers of Wonder and Creatures.
Yeah.
That was on that. We're going to put the creatures in the hallway, like they've seen one scene there.
Yeah.
I'm going to sculpt later on fall when I come back. I'm going to sculpt the creatures. To put 3 or 4 of them in the hallway, like those one big eye in the center of them.
Yeah. They were strange. Yeah. That was people say different things. Isn't that what it was? They
thought
couldn't
they was
see what they really looked like. Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Bug-eyed monsters.
Bug-eyed monsters, yeah. I painted this astronaut there. That's one that Larson Design sent me.
Oh, very good.
From 2001.
Yeah, brilliant.
So why you send me that one? You want me to make this scene for it? The corridor scene from one of the scenes there?
Yeah.
And you put
excellent.
That inside, right?
Because the spacesuits in Space 1989 were actually very similar to the ones in 2001.
Yeah. So you got that one. You got this done now as a kit for available to buy, right?
Yeah. I wonder who makes the 2001 astronaut kit. Is that Lars? That's not. They don't do that.
That's
No.
just, yeah, that's the one he sent me.
I
That's a kit.
must look at the website. I haven't looked at his website at all.
Yeah, you got the one there too, where it's alongside the monolith.
Yeah.
I think that might.
Oh, of course.
I think that's
I've
the
seen
astronaut.
that one. Yeah.
I think that's the astronaut that's alongside the monolith.
Right.
I think you get the monolith line with it too. I think.
Yeah. No, it looks the part. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
It's one of those. Some of the ships in that. It's the Orion, the Pan Am one. That's the one I would love to build. I mean, I built it when it was an Airfix kit many years ago.
Yeah, I got a couple of those on the go down there.
I think Mobius do it now, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was reading the other day on the internet that Round 2 is coming out with a 1/48 scale Eagle. You read that? Yeah.
I haven't seen that. That'd be interesting now. That would be a decent size.
Yeah, it'd be about I say around 18 inches, I think.
Because the existing one obviously is just okay. Because of the problems with the fact that it doesn't even windows in the cockpit. I'll be interested in seeing that now if it appears.
Yeah, I bought quite a few of those. I bought quite a few of those Eagles. I must do different things with them.
Yeah.
I bought 18 of those old ones. I got 3 of the new ones with the booster rockets on them.
Yeah.
So
I know someone does a studio scale kit for it. Someone in the UK, I think, but it's crazy money.
Yeah.
If I told my wife what I pay for some of my models,
So I got this one taking it from Larson Design. He makes this one in scale with that Eagle. That's the little glider.
Yeah.
From one of the scenes. And he goes on there like that, right? So that's why I bought so many Eagles. So I'm going to do different things with them, right?
Yeah.
That right? It comes with the little clamps that goes on there for putting it on too, right? On there. Looks nice when it gets done. Oops.
Very, as I've been saying, it's to see some of the stuff you've been doing. It's been a different sort of aspect, and it's great to see someone new coming into the Hangouts. As Wayne and myself and all the usual people, we've sort of been at it for a couple of years, and there are a lot of other people out there, but it's just being aware of what people are doing. But your stuff, I think, I know it's like you get praise, you go sort of go, no, it's okay. But honestly, fantastic. But I don't know. There's a guy in Germany who I befriended about 2 years ago, Daniel Beck. I don't know if you saw the link I put up. He builds lighting kits, but he also builds models to order for people. He's done a lot of Randy Cooper stuff and things like that. And when you see what he does with the complete base and the stand, and he's done the one he had up recently was the Enterprise E, and it's the 1/1400 scale, but it does everything, and it's a touch display. So you just press engage warp.
I think I see that one.
Yeah, it's just amazing. And he's sort of it's very modest about the whole thing. He doesn't think that plays or sing his own praises and so on. But when you see what he can do, and he does all the lighting kits for very reasonable cost. So I definitely must see this year. I might be tempted to try and get a lighting kit, but I'll not be taking on any other builds for a while until I get these two done. Because
I don't really want to get into lighting.
It's easy enough. It's not difficult. It looks difficult, but it never is.
I don't know. I tried it years ago when I was with the Enterprise D and all that, but
that's not the one to try. I mean, I have a clear Enterprise D, which someone got me in Berlin of all places, because we just couldn't get them here at all. They're like hen's teeth, as we would say. They're just so rare, but I managed to get a hold of one, and again, it's one of those ones that I'll be putting away until I've got proper amount of time to work on it. I mean, I have three 150 Enterprises, which have been sitting there for years, but they just got them at the time. They started buying them at a reasonable price before the price went bananas.
Yeah, I got two of the old TOS 1350 scale.
Yeah, I've only got one of those.
Two of those
because the price here was just so crazy.
Yeah, I paid over on it.
Yeah, well, they're £160 here, so that's add on a third. Yeah. But again, it's one of those ones that I pushed the boat out at the time, but most of the kits I'm buying now, I try and get bargains. If I can spot a bargain, I'll go for that.
Yeah. And the refit ones, I think I bought 4 or 5 of those. I still got a couple on there now. I bought 4 or 5 of them. I have yet to turn one into an Enterprise.
Same here. Same here. I mean, I've so many Star Trek kits, but they all tend to need lighting. You know, if you want to really do them properly, that's. And I've added the amount of Star Wars stuff as well. But at the minute, I'm more interested in doing probably the ordinary aircraft and tanks and whatever. But like Wayne's the aircraft and tank. Well, not. It's more aircraft than tanks, Wayne, would you say, or is it just whatever takes your fancy?
It's more tanks, really, because the aircraft take up more space at the minute.
Right.
Yeah.
But watch it. I don't know if you see how that's come out.
Is that a Panther? No.
It's the E75 standard Panther. But no, I've just been practicing with the airbrush.
Yeah.
Masking it.
You just use blue tack or something like that, or?
Oh no, it's an airbrush masking set.
It comes already just to, right, I haven't seen that one before.
No, it's called Jace Works. So, just tried that on it. It's mostly green and yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
seems to work.
Yeah, it's just got touch of a few places, but it's.
But then,
really,
I mean, the point about the German tanks, they were all done by hand anyhow. They weren't custom jobs in a paint shop or something. They were just the guy out with a can going up and down and doing it at the time. Yes.
Yeah. But they used to adapt the camo to the theatre of operations, really.
Yep.
So you got the Italian campaign camo to the Normandy.
It's a bit like this soldier that I'm doing. It's the same thing. The helmet originally would have been a grey sort of colour, but I've done them with a post sort of a winter effect on it. No worries, it's been painted white, but it's worn off. So again, it's not showing up that well. I must try and get them finished and assembled.
Yeah, well, I've done my own
for the tank.
Yeah, I try and do the German P-dot camouflage. That's one of the hardest ones to do.
Oh, all of the little patterns, or little small like leaves almost. Yeah.
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 I think that's a really good picture of it. So it's not come out that bad, really. So
figures are difficult. But again, I think with a bit of practice, you get returns on them.
I found that in my local model shop, the ME262 clear version body.
I've never seen it. I saw you on Jack's Hangout on Saturday, and I've never come across the clear one now. So, well, is it not a case of it's not very difficult to decide what to paint, what to paint and what not to paint? Because you obviously want to do. Are you going to leave parts of it clear, or the whole?
I'm going to leave the engine pods and the fuselage are going to be left clear, with just like the tail section painted and nose cone painted. But you can see all the engines, the cockpit, the fuel tanks, the cannons. But it needs about looking at 20 different separate colours alone. At least 4 metal finishes as well.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
And you probably would have to paint.
The mall shop owner, he said it's a discontinued kit now, so it's not going to be easy to find them.
So I've never seen it before. I mean, I've seen. Is it Tamiya do one of the Corsair, which is a see-through kit for the engine and so on, but I've never seen the ME262 now. Lovely airplane, one of my favourite aircraft.
Well, Adolf Garand, he was a Battle of Britain German air race. He said the perfect plane was an ME262 with Rolls-Royce engines in it. That would be the perfect plane.
Because I know the Juno engines weren't terribly reliable. I think that was the issue. Yeah.
Well, you got to expect them building them in the ground factories and with poor materials and poor technicians and all that.
Yep.
They killed most of the good technicians off.
Yeah, and some bunch of allies continually bombing them didn't help either.
Yeah, as I say, it was a terrifying aircraft for what use they got out of it.
Yeah, amazing. I do have one somewhere. I do have, again, one of the ones in my pile. It's the 1/48 scale Revell one I have. Again, I have that a long time, so I must have bought that 10 years ago. I don't know. The fact that Larson's doing all this Space 1999 stuff, Ken, is that just a coincidence, or?
But I don't know what you're talking about because I've never heard of the series before. I've had to Google it.
You see, that you're just showing your age, Wayne. That's what it is.
You should have said I'm showing my ignorance.
No, age. Well, with age comes knowledge, I suppose. I'm ancient. I know I am. I'm a 1956 model. You see, I am. I watched Thunderbirds and Star Trek and all the rest of them when they were first shown on television live. So
when they showed it on TV in the early 90s, I used to watch it all the time with my dad. The old Thunderbirds when they actually used to smoke and all that.
Yep.
You don't see that now.
I watched about 10 minutes of the new version. Awful. Thunderbirds One Direction. That doesn't really work for me. But no, sorry, no. Saying Ken, why is there a reason why it's all Space 1999? Is it maybe?
You used the first one I done was I did the launch pad fit the Eagle, the MPC Eagle.
Yeah.
So it took off real good. A lot of people was interested in it, and so we decided to build more things from that, right?
What sales? Yeah. I was surprised. I mean, like Thunderbirds, there's all the other series that Jerry Anderson did that, Captain Scarlet, Joe 90 and so on. I'm so surprised no one's done more models from those.
Yeah. Stuff we're doing is stuff that's not out in kits, right?
Yeah.
Like I did the cockpit of the Eagle, and you got that one there. He's going to mold it up pretty soon. And I sending off there a couple of weeks ago. You're sending off the large scale moon base alpha. You see the process of molding that up now for sale.
Yeah.
And it's going to cover about a 4x4. You want a 4x4 piece of board to put on or something, right? It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And sending off a lot of stuff from Space 1999. Sending off. I don't know if you've seen the little small ship. It looks like an egg ship. It comes out of one of the ships there. I think it's from the episode The Last Enemy, where this ship lands on the moon and tries to shoot rockets to another planet behind the sun.
Right.
So I did that ship that lands on the planet on that one for about 8 inches, and I did the little small craft that comes out of that one,
Right. And obviously there must be a market of whatever is popular. They probably stick.
Yeah, it sound real good, right? I done 2 or 3 ships from Space 1999 there for now. So
I must have looked at the website. I haven't been on at all for about 3 weeks now. It's been maybe just the odd 15-20 minutes here and there, but I haven't been modelling at all.
the launch pad is on the site there, but he don't have the rest of it because he's in the process now of molding it up. So when he gets the mold up, yeah. But there's a lot of more kits there that I did for him, like the Leonov from 2010 and Spaceball 1 Mothership. I did that one for him, and I did.
The Leonov was a nice one, yeah.
Yeah, I done down his scale for him because he does the Discovery.
Yeah.
It's in scale with Discovery, so you can like make a diorama of it landing on top of the
Discovery. Quite a size, yeah.
Yeah. And I did the star car for him from Last Starfighter. I did Eagle 5. That's that Winnebago that flies through the air. I did that one for him.
Yeah.
And gosh, I don't know what else. I did the Ice Pirates, one ship from the movie Ice Pirates. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Sounds familiar. Is that 80s or 90s? 90s?
Yeah, that's back. Yeah.
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 Because I know some stuff sort of. I've seen most sci-fi movies. There was a thing on Facebook the other day. One of these. How many of these movies have you seen? You know, and I think I was coming at 92 out of 100 or something. You know, so.
Yeah. So we're just doing the oddball stuff that people wouldn't think about doing, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like.
It's the thing being, if you keep you sort of if you keep just below the radar, they don't notice you too much, and then you get all this seasoned. If it was Paramount are awful. We had a thing here in the UK last year, a Star Trek event, and there's a group of about 800 of us in a Facebook group, and the guy who started the page had these little badges made, you know, to associate us with the event. Paramount sent them a letter telling them to stop making them.
Is that right?
You know, it wasn't they were sold at cost. It was purely to have it on the lapel so you could say, right, that's another member of the group. It made sense, but that they didn't like it because it had the Delta in a particular shape on it, so they sent a cease and desist order. But a Paramount are like that, and
crazy.
Obviously Disney are the other ones that are very protective of their franchise, especially naming it Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's that time of year. The bugs are back. The bugs are flying around my leg here. So.
Yeah. You gotta try stay away from stuff like that, like Star Trek and Star Wars, and that way.
You know, for yourself, you can build it for yourself, but you obviously can't do it for anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
But say I'm interested now. I must. Carwin's here. We see I'll add Carwin on. Just trying to go on. Wait, people never seem to really click on the link.
Okay.
Alright, let's get Carwin. I'll only be here till about 20 to 10 anyway, but I'll stick him in for another half an hour or so. Send the link to him. That was some trip he had to Hong Kong.
Yeah, I've seen the video he put on there.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see.
He's doing a nice job on that Enterprise D there too.
Yes. As I say, that's.
I think that's a Claire one too. I think he got there, is it?
Yep, I think so. I wanted to talk to him, but I haven't. Because I haven't been on, I haven't been speaking to him directly. Let me see if he joins in now. Find out.
Done a nice job on that.
How's the train, Wayne? Almost finished.
Yeah, that's a monster.
Yeah.
I got a model of a train, but he's small. As big as that.
Yeah.
So what? So is the train's not finished yet, but you're still working on that. You're doing 2 at a time now.
I'm just getting to final stages on the train, so I'm just getting like the photo etch parts on the clear parts. But I've run out of black paint, so until I get that, I can't finish the paint. Get the lead.
Yeah.
Little set ladders, rails on.
So have you got a section of the track to put that one on, or?
Yeah, the model actually comes with a small display base, track bed. So I'm going to get that painted up. I'm going to get some small LED lights, drill them underneath, and have the light shining up underneath the locomotive. Like they do at one of the railway museums in York. Because what they've done is they took all the track off, spotlights underneath the train, so many feet, and you turn off all light, big lights, and just leave those lights on or locomotive.
Hi, Carmen, are you there or?
You need to get a nice display. Display case to put that one in to keep the dust off it.
Especially if it's all a black finish.
It's not black finish. It's got the dark yellow.
Hello.
No.
How was your finger?
It's only got a little mark on it now, but it's still sticking out where it shouldn't.
What did I miss?
Oh, I caught my finger in a clamp on a saw in work.
Ooh. Well, at least you didn't catch your finger in the saw at work.
No.
I don't know if you know what my day job is.
Yeah, you do photography for
medical photographer. So I see all sorts of. I wish I hadn't done that situations.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You can see my finger's not quite the right shape. It's not quite straight.
Yeah.
It's sticking out here and it's sticking out there.
Right.
Well,
they didn't put a splint or anything on it. Just let it.
No. I just carried on working after I beat the shit out of the machine.
Oh, industrial injury claim. Another claim. Were you injured at work recently? Was it not your fault? And so on and so on.
I put the safety. Well, the first thing that happened was the safety guard come down my thumb.
Yeah.
Well, that was much of a safety guard.
Trying to tell you something, yeah.
So I just ended up beating the crap out of the machine.
No, I was talking to Ken there about, and we were discussing your Enterprise D, but I've been because I haven't been online. I've missed all the events and so on. I haven't been talking to you, and of course you were swanning off halfway around the rest of the world.
I had a good time doing it.
Is it a clear D that you started with?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
But the it had to be modded so much that it's pretty much my D.
Right.
It's I'll just switch lights on, so you can see.
Looks fantastic already. I hang out and I saw it on that.
Oh, this camera does blow out the.
Yeah, they all do. I don't think any camera doesn't.
But I've got most of the decals on now.
Is that the decals that came with it, or did you buy a different set?
No. These are the kit decals.
Yeah. No, I have one. That's why I'm just wondering how you get on with it.
Right. The decals you have to when you soak them, they just coil up.
I saw your little video that you were covering what you did and so on. Yeah.
Well, they really coil up. So just let them sit, and they will naturally just uncoil.
Yeah.
But then you've got a limited amount of time then before they slip off the paper.
Mm.
But what I'm really happy about is on the decals they give you this strobe light position marker. And where I've drilled the holes for the strobe, it's smack on.
Very good. Is it one of Ralph's lighting boards, or what way did you do the lighting?
No. I use Arduino. I programmed
it. Right.
But the other thing I can do, I exactly switch this on, is to knock on the table.
Oh, nice.
Which I'll,
Did you see the post? I put up a link for Daniel Beck's latest Enterprise E.
Oh yeah, with his LCARS.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
He doesn't speak English well, so he won't join a hangout. I've tried a couple of times to ask him to do it, but he won't.
Yeah, it's all looking good. The only thing I'd done was I done a test earlier on to see what would happen. Because I've had trouble before with decals whereby you put a clear coat on them and it erodes the decal.
Yeah.
So
what
I had
clear coat? Like a clear coat, or a homebrew one, or just one of the
an acrylic lacquer.
Would you not be worried about durability if you don't protect it somehow?
Well, I think I can do it, but I think what you've got to do is put a fine mist on.
Yeah.
And do it in layers.
That's always the recommendation. Even 6 or 7 layers rather than one.
Yeah.
Drink. Yeah.
It's got to be a fine mist. So, but I tried it earlier because when you get given the decals, you get given you know how you get all the sort of copyright stuff.
Yep.
Printed on the sheet. I just slid that off and just used that.
Oh, as a test. Yep.
And the first time I did it, it just ate it all. It literally just disintegrated.
Yeah, which is not good.
Yeah. And then when I done the fine mist, then it was just like, right, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. I know someone who uses Winsor & Newton acrylic gloss. What you would use for doing oil paintings and so on, and he swears by it in comparison to clear coat but I don't know. It's you just as you say, you don't want to ruin 6 months work at the end of it. Yeah,
and you don't want it to end up bubble because when I done Voyager, the decal on the back by the hangar bay.
Yep. On the between the two nacelles. Yep.
Yeah. Well, on mine, that's hand painted because the decal that was on there just disintegrated. It just literally there was nothing left of it. So I just mixed up some colours and used it as an outline. Just went over and repainted it all.
So I know some of the Revell deck decals can be a nightmare to work with, but
these decals are stunning. These are the best decals I've ever used.
Right. Are they quite? Now I haven't even opened the box. My box is still sealed. Are they quite thick, or are they just?
They're rigid, but they go down really, really well. I mean, really well. You know, I mean, I've had a couple of breaks here and there, but the breaks and the decals.
Miracle you didn't. So.
Yeah. But it's dead easy to put them back in place and line them up, and there's very little issues.
I think when Steve Neal did his, he used the box decals. He thought originally about painting it, but he used the box decals. Yeah. Well, I know it's one for the future. Long time in the future, probably, but for the future.
So while I was waiting for the decals to set up on that, I did some cleanup on this.
Oh, there, man.
And
is that a Pepacura to begin with, or did you do it some other way?
This was a gift.
Oh, right.
This was a gift from a guy who owns Dragon Models Workshop in China.
Oh, it's I watched the video, very jealously watched the video, yes.
And he gave me this, and I just I've cleaned it up and put some primer on it and just done a little bit of light sanding just to start taking out some of the little imperfections. And looks alright. Coming along.
No ambitions to do a full suit, though.
Man, I went to UML Dragon Models Workshop and the model shop, and they had a full Iron Man standing in the window. Just standing there, fully painted, fully lit, just like that. Yeah. It was just like.
You've never watched there's a guy called James Britton who does he's a YouTube channel called xrobots.co.uk.
Yeah.
He's done a full Iron Man set all from scratch, and he's doing the Hulkbuster at the minute all from scratch. And he's done not an R2D2, but the other one of the other droids.
Yeah.
He's doing a BB-8 droid at the minute as well. He's come up with a way of doing that. What he's done basically is polystyrene ball, and he's developing an Arduino system that basically the ball will roll, but the top part, the head part, will balance on top of the ball. So the wheels turn and turn the ball to make the thing move.
Yeah.
If you do a search for James Bruton, Bruton, or just go to xrobots.co.uk, it's amazing how he produces the stuff he does. He 3D prints everything.
Yes, it's nice to have the tools.
Yeah, well, yes. They're obviously not the finest 3D prints in the world, but for what he's doing, they're fine. But he just designs everything in, I can't remember which CAD program he has, and then just turns them out. Really, really nice guy too.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this finished. I'm looking forward to getting it done because I would say I'm over 50% of the way through the decaling, but there's still like an extra 200 decals to go on it.
You wouldn't have. I mean, my logic, and then if there were any disasters, you wouldn't see it. But
we've got, I mean, all the lifeboats to go on and all the pinstriping and everything.
Yeah.
It's just very intense.
So what did you just did a grey undercoat or a light grey?
I've got I'm using XF12 for lightning for the light to colour.
Japanese grey, yeah.
And then the XF23 light blue grey for the base coat.
Right. Yeah.
And I put that on and then put the decals on top of that. Then after it had a clear coat.
Yeah.
But it looks, looks really, really good.
So if you use the decals, how are you then scratching the windows?
Very carefully.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
No,
are you just using a specific tool, or just an X-Acto knife or something?
Blade.
Yeah.
Just an X-Acto blade.
Yeah.
Honestly, I will show you how easy it is to do.
I've seen someone, what they've done is they've cut the top of the X-Acto blade and sharpened it to the exact to the width of the window.
It's not difficult at all.
Yeah.
If I tilt my camera, I mean, you just pick a window. Yeah. Just move my light so I can actually see something.
Be careful.
I just pick a window. Let's go for this one here.
Left there, be like.
Yeah, and there you go.
Yep.
There's a window. It's no more difficult than that.
Yeah. Are you working to any particular pattern, or just whatever takes your fancy?
Well, I mean, when I lit the 1/2500 scale one, I copied the studio model on the lights.
Yeah.
But on this one, I think I'm just gonna, because they've done a different lighting design for Generations, I think I'm just gonna do my own thing.
I think it makes sense, because if you took it to the level of trying to copy every single window, 1100 of the flame thing.
Man, it drove me nuts. When they done the 1/2500 scale one, it drove me nuts. But I copied every window.
Right.
And that absolutely drove me crazy.
I did that one when it first came out. I painted everything on that one.
Oh,
first when it came out. The details I painted windows, some paint, some white, some black. Oh my dears. Took some time to do that, I tell you.
My 1/2500 scale is still the one that I look at and go, bless. Because it looks really, really good, but it's so tidy.
I mean, you're probably that was last year, wasn't it?
Year before.
Year before, right? Even so, right? Okay. I was sitting thinking the other day when we all started doing this first, the Hangouts, it was around this time.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
It's been 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. it was probably a combination of the Amazing Plastic and Steve Neal, of course. At that stage was churning the videos out like it was going to.
You know, I was trying to think of what made me actually start, and it was actually Steve Neal.
Yep.
Because he started doing on his show. He started doing a hangout.
He did. Yeah.
And he wanted people to join in, and it was like, well, I'm not sure how you go about that.
Yeah.
And then I looked it up, and it was like, oh, you've got to join Google Plus. I joined Google Plus, joined in, and all of a sudden we started up a community, and then next thing you know, we've been doing this now for 2 years.
I know, and I mean, it's probably the thing that made the biggest difference to my modelling.
Oh yeah.
Previous to that, I was trying, but you know, you see when someone else has done it, gives you a challenge. You think, oh, I wouldn't mind having to go at that. You know, try and do your best. But
I tell you what's good with it is the fact that people give you encouragement.
Yeah.
I've yet to encounter somebody who said, no, you don't want to do that. It's always, well, why don't you try this?
Yeah.
Try this instead. You know, I've never met somebody on any of the communities that said, you know, that's crap. Don't do that.
No.
It's always been, try this instead. This might work better.
We've avoided the rivet counters.
Oh, it's been incredible because, like, I mean, I've totally changed my setup. Okay, my setup was that I had my corner desk, which I had my computer on, and I had a little table, which I still use, and a board that I used to put on my lap and work off the board.
Yeah.
And now I've got I've got a 7-foot workbench, and I've got another 3-foot, 3.5 foot, 4-foot table, and all my stuff. Just because people have said, well, you should try doing it like this. You should have a workspace. And
yeah.
You know.
Oh, same thing. My wife complains that I'm out here in the garage too often. But this last 3 weeks it hasn't been at all. But I mean, certainly the whole place is much better set up than when I first started. But still a lack of space. But
yeah. Well, I had to tidy up my bench because my bench was just unbelievably messy.
Mine's just really bad at the minute. This is here we go. This is the
yeah. You've fallen into the same trap I fell into.
I know, we all do over time.
You've got a large workbench and you're working off the last 6 inches of it.
Yeah. I've been just so busy over Easter and so on. I never get my intention was to try and clear. I got one of the big Argus benches that go for 50 quid. I don't know if you've seen them. They're metal based with drawer system and everything in them. And basically at the minute everything's just piled up on it. To get that clear, because I've got that Fleur class Corvette that I started, and this area is just too small to work on it. And they clear the area over there until they get back to it. And the same with the Star Destroyer. That if I don't get that space cleared, I'll never build a Star Destroyer. It's good. It's good enough for doing this guy. It's small enough to fit him in. So
yeah,
you know. So keep banging at that. Try and get him finished this week if I can.
But but when I went to get my workbench is actually built out of a door. I literally I put it together. I went down the builder's yard. I bought some lumber, some brackets, and I just built the thing out of a door. So,
I always look at, if I'm passing a skip, I always look in the skip. That's where this workbench came and sitting on.
Yeah.
Again, was thrown away. There wasn't a mark on it when I got it. There's a mark on it now, of course, plenty of marks.
What I did,
just, you know.
I say what I did with my new workshop I got built there. I built a bench 4x4 and I put it on wheels, so that you can move it around. Because in my new workshop now I got 3 walls and nothing full, only showcases. But now my models in.
Yeah.
So I want some so I can move it out of the way if I want to get at something, right? So I can.
Yeah.
So and up, I can put 4 casters on it, and I can move it anywhere I want to.
Yeah.
That right. That way you can work right around your bench too, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's why I've got the table there, is because because the table is separate. I've got my computer set up here. Well, I'm actually going to show you. I have the technology. but I don't have it on. Yeah. I go to. Oh no. What am I looking for? I tell you, the only thing that bugs me with these Hangouts is that you got to keep going to toolbox to flip the camera. Otherwise, left is not left; it's right. There you go.
Can you buy a cordless camera for this stuff? You can take in your hand and walk around with it.
I figured out that I've got one of these, which I bought from Hong Kong, and this is wireless.
Yeah.
So I can wireless tap that into my phone and use it for a Hangout.
How does it compare with the GoPro? I mean, maybe you don't have a GoPro, but how does it compare, Jarwin?
With the other HD videos that I got, okay, the lens is a little bit, because it's sort of a fisheye lens.
You buy a cordless camera for
you get a bit of convergence with it, but the video quality is outstanding.
Right. I know. There's an app you get for an iPhone or an Android that, in theory, will let you use the camera that's in the phone linked into your computer, and so you can do like a mobile camera that way. So you take your phone and move it about, to where you want to do.
Oh, okay.
There's always different ideas. Hi, Keith.
Hi, Liam.
Hi. The bloody Australians joined us again.
Yeah. Can't get rid of me.
Oh. I think he loves it in that workshop.
Yeah.
I saw.
If I had my way, I wouldn't leave it.
Oh, I know.
I wouldn't leave my workshop.
If I did that, I would leave the house because she wouldn't let me back in again. Oh, I know. We love them, but what can you do? Did you get the parts from Jay for the Defiant?
Not yet.
Right.
Not yet. Real slow boat from America. I can't believe how long it's taken them to get here.
Myself and Neil Wooding ordered a set as well, so we're interested to see what they turn out like. So, but again, I'll not. When all one of those ones, I'll not be building for a long time. But at least I want to try and get them, and it looks like they will do the job. Did you build it? You did a Defiant, did you not, Carolyn? No.
I've done half a Defiant.
Half a Defiant. I remember it's in my distant memory from somewhere that you were working on at one stage.
Right. What happened was that I got the Defiant, but the so this is like the bridge cap was mismolded. You know the round cap that sits in the bridge section. That was badly molded. And the port nacelle cover was missing.
Right, yeah. And
the two halves of the hull left a gap as you went down the centre. It went like that. Instead of being flat, it was.
This is something that worries me always with kits. I have a whole pile in a stash, and I quite often don't open them deliberately. I always think once you open them, things disappear and get moved, and you don't know where you.
Yeah.
But the instructor's always dread to starting on something and finding out these issues, that there being something not right or something missing.
The thing that bugs me with it is the fact that, and I've only ever had it with AMT. I've never had it with any other model company.
Yeah.
But the thing that bugs me is the fact that you contact, because in the UK you've got to contact the supplier in Yeovil, and then you've got to reorder the parts.
Right.
But you've got to pay for the parts.
Because that's the interesting thing with Revell. I had to order I had a JJ prize, and there was a missing clear part for the nacelle. And again, I got in touch with them, and it took forever to get a reply. Yeah. And it must be about at least a month, maybe 6 weeks since I got an email saying they were sending the part out, but it has to come from Germany to the UK, and then be sent to wherever you may be. So if you're in the middle of building something and you hope to get the part quickly, it's not going to happen. But at least Revell do that. A lot of our companies.
Well, the other thing was that
they'll charge you.
But when I was building Voyager, I had two transporter emitters that were printed the same way.
Right.
And one of them had to be the other way. It was for the either side of the saucer.
Yeah.
And both of them were printed, because they were printed the same way, you couldn't flip it around, and it was upside down.
Mm.
And the kit that I had didn't have the spare, so that I couldn't put it on correctly. Well, I contacted Revell, and I said, look, this is what the problem is, and they said, well, to be honest, it would be too expensive for us to send you just that one little print. So I said, well, I've actually got decal paper here. Can you just send me the file? And do you know what? They sent me out a JPEG of the...
Well, that's not so bad, yeah. I remember, was it Ares? Ares wanted a Voyager decal set because he had theirs was a very basic set, whereas the Revell version is a much more detailed set.
Oh yeah.
Same thing. He asked me. I scanned it at the high DPI and sent it to him. They couldn't get a hold of it from Revell in the States. They just said no because it's Revell Europe. So. Yeah.
Well, that could be it. But they had no problem sending me like a small JPEG of the.
No one's heard any more about the rumor about Revell Europe releasing the fine molds kits. And no more about that. The Star Wars kits. They apparently. Because fine molds lost the license, they were supposed to be giving Revell Europe the molds to release the kits, because they're a bit like the Mobius kits in Europe are much cheaper than they are in America when Revell released them.
Well, if fine molds have lost the rights to Star Wars and Revell have them, I can see them honestly selling the molds to Revell for a profit, and then because they know Revell are just going to knock it out the park.
Yeah.
So I can honestly see that being, it sounds legitimate. It sounds like a legitimate.
I noticed that. Like I was in Forbidden Planet in Belfast yesterday, and half the shop is Star Wars stuff. Because there's so much hype at the minute because of the new movie. They're just selling the stuff. Half the shop
is going to be Star Wars, but it's also half going to be very expensive as well if it's in Forbidden Planet.
True, yeah. Well, I wouldn't buy anything in the place, but then the other half of the shop's all bobbleheads. So it's
yeah.
The Belfast shop's not the same as the chain in the UK. It's quite different. It's the same name, but the stock's quite different.
Yeah. It's expensive.
So what are you going to do when you're away on your job then at night time, Ken? Are you going to sit and draw all these, imagine all these things you'll do when you come back in November again?
I got a project that I'm working on for Larson Design, and I'm going to take some drawings there and try to work out which way I'm going to do it when I come back.
Right.
We're planning on doing a studio scale model, but you don't want me to say which one, right?
No, and you can't tell us, or you have to tell us. I know. Okay.
I can email you.
Oh, I know. So if you've done the D now, Cameron, what's the next project going to be?
The next project is the 25th anniversary TARDIS console.
Oh.
From the Five Doctors. That's going to be the next one.
Should be cool.
Right. 1-to-1 scale.
Pardon?
1-to-1 scale.
It's going to be 1/6.
Right. Well, that's workable. Yeah.
It makes it about a foot around.
Yeah. You definitely don't. You go for things, and I mean, you're not. What's the word? You're not put off by the challenges or something.
No. I mean, the thing is, when it comes to scratch building, you've got to give it a go.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
If you screw it up, you haven't lost anything.
I was surprised. I mean, I had never done any polystyrene, just cutting styrene stuff. And when I started doing that ship, because so many parts were missing from the ship, I ordered up the styrene thinking, well, I'll give it a go and see. And I was able to duplicate all the missing parts quite easily. I was surprised. There's a couple of pieces which are around which I haven't done yet, but we'll get to those. But it's just something I never thought about doing. But it's not that difficult when you start doing it.
No, well, once you get into, I mean, the good thing is you can go to places like EMA Supplies, and they've got, cap tops and half-round domes and quarter pipes and things like that. Mm-hmm. So you can purchase all these sort of compound curve object shapes, things, and you can get them in different scales, so you don't have to, you know, you don't have to manufacture these awkward shapes. You can piece stuff together to make a complicated shape, but you can piece it out of stuff that you can purchase. So it depends on what it is.
Making this one out of stuff, not very much styrene is going to go into that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's Styrbug?
Yeah.
Yep.
Only just little round balls, right?
Oh, I'm glad he's going away for 6 months.
I know. Yeah, that's my job. There's my little one.
Oh, yeah.
Was that a toy or something, is it?
This one came with a video box set.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Is that for yourself again?
Yeah, so that's the one I'm doing now for license design. No, going for your license.
All right.
It's gonna be it'll be a kit probably sometime next year. I'm gonna get that out to come back to fall.
Oh, that would be nice now.
Well, I want somebody to make a large scale 1/1000th Enterprise E, because I have been trying to get a hold of that what is it, Titan Models and Memorabilia 1/1000th version, and it's like rare as hen's teeth. You just cannot get a hold of it. I've been trying to get a hold of it, and it's like, nah, nobody's got it.
What size is it? Must be quite large. It was one.
Yeah, 1/1000 is about 28 inches long, so it's a nice, decent size. Had all the decals with it, and I've seen in-box reviews of it, but yeah, it's been out of production now for a couple of years, and I've sent them emails and what else.
Well, I seen a guy on YouTube, and he's building a 6-foot version of the Enterprise D. And but I haven't seen him update it for a long, long time, and I don't know what's happened. I can't get in touch with him. He's not answering, so I don't know what the hell's happened. But there's a beautiful goat, the 6-footer.
Yeah.
You know, the last time I seen it, all the main structure of the ship was built. You know, it was minus his phaser banks, but the rest of it had been built.
That's all. Only missing the fine detail.
Yeah. I mean, he had done well. Let me just go here.
Yeah, I'd love it. I actually love the E. Such a beautiful ship, I think, anyway. But
do the D kits, the clear kits, go for crazy money in Australia too? The clear Ds, do they go for crazy money in Australia as well, Keith?
I sort of have to order stuff from the States or England or whatnot else, because
and I know here in the UK, right, you just can't get them without paying crazy money for them.
Yeah, well, if you if I go to my local model store, they are crazy money. They really are. They're stupidly expensive. So I just order them from overseas. As a matter of fact, I went in and had a look at Battlestar Galactica, going for well over $100.
Wow.
That's a new one. And I could have gotten the Galactica and the Pegasus sent to me for less than what they were charging for the Galactica.
Is that the Revell one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got it for £9 off Amazon.
Oh, I hate you.
They were clearing. It was crazy last year. They were getting rid of them for some reason.
Yeah, they were. That's right. They were. Yeah. And not just those, but the Vipers as well.
Yep. Same thing. Hold on. Just make sure that's the same one we're talking about. That's that one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
They were literally throwing them out.
Yep. I'm going to have to go, guys, but I mean, I'll stop the broadcast, but you're obviously welcome to chat on. Most Monday nights now I'll try and be on. If anybody's about, you're all welcome to pop in.
I'd be trying to get on for half hour.
Well, now you say I don't know. The link's out there. It should work. I don't know why. I mean, I could do it.
Yeah, when I clicked on the thing, what it took me to was the viewing channel, the viewing screen.
Right.
Yeah.
I always have issues with Google. I mean, it goes back to the days when I did the other Hangouts. Always seem to get problems. Yeah. You're probably going to say it's my Macintosh. That's the reason I know, but that's not. We'll blame something. But if I'll stop the broadcast here. Hold on a second first.